Episode 4113, The Garden We Were Given.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day and happy 4th of July. Happy birthday, America. Yes, we are officially 250 years old, and boy, the semiquincentennial, it's a celebration to be reckoned with. You know what? We got to just jump in because we are a blessed nation, the garden we were given. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already had the opportunity, you want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter. They keep it simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, Inspiring Connection and Community. Well, come on, light the barbecue, get out those hamburgers and hot dogs, the bright fireworks, the sparklers, and just all of the little pops. Why? Because we get to celebrate something incredible here for our nation, the United States of America. Now, one thing I want you to understand right up front, this is not a political thing. This is truly the heart, the breath of why America was created. And regardless of what side of the line you're on, regardless of what's happened in your life's experiences, for one moment, let's come together. Let's come together and see things from a different perspective. You know, as I was figuring out, what should we write? What should we say? Where should this go? Today is Relationship Builders, right? This is the day we talk about marriage. And as I thought about it, I was like, you know what? There's a lot here that we could learn, that we could bring into our families, into our marriages. From the 56 men that wrote and said, this is what we have to look forward to. This is what we lived our whole life for. This is what we are now going to stand for. And nowadays I wonder, are we standing for what really matters? 250 years ago, somebody planted something for you. They didn't know your name. They couldn't picture your face. They had no idea what century you'd be born in, what your life would look like, who you'd marry, or whether you'd spend this particular 4th of July at a backyard barbecue, watching fireworks from a blanket in the grass, or reading something on your phone while the kids run through a sprinkler out back. They couldn't have imagined any of it, but they planted it anyway. The garden we were given. And today, my friend, 250 years later, on the semiquincentennial of the most consequential experiment in self-governance the world has ever seen, you are standing in the garden they gave you. I mean, just think about it. I mean, I can't imagine going backwards to where they were and what they thought about and just everything in their mind. I mean, they were visionaries. And sometimes I think we leave that for someone else. But I think this America 250, the semiquincentennial, maybe we need to be picking up that baton again. So I got to ask you a question on this beautiful birthday. And it's not just how did we get here, right? But it really is 3 questions, woven together like the strands of a flag. What did we receive? What did it cost? And what do we owe? And if you look at those 3 questions, you could even look at those and see how they're woven within your marriage. So as we talk about this and we go deeper, I want you to pour in to your heart. I want you to listen at what God is speaking to you. Maybe, I know this may be a little far-fetched, but maybe it's time you get involved in your government at the community level, in your city, in your county, in your state, maybe in the nation. Because a lot of times, you know what? We sit back and think, oh, someone else has got it. But what if you were one of those 56? I don't know. Something to ponder. So let's start with the gifts, because gratitude is the right place to begin with any celebration. You receive the right to say what you believe without having to disappear in the night for saying it. You didn't have to hide. You receive the freedom to worship or not to worship according to your own conscience, what you believe in. You receive the ability to disagree with your government loudly, publicly, and without fear of a prison cell. You received courts and laws and a system built, however imperfectly, on the idea that no person is above accountability. You receive the ability to build a life, to work, to own, to move, to dream, to fail, and to try again, to climb the mountain that maybe you weren't sure if you would ever reach it. My friend, you received a passport that opens more doors than almost any other document on earth. You received amber waves of grain, purple mountain majesties, and a 4th of July sky that belongs to everyone who calls this place home. These are not small things. I mean, think about it. In the long sweep of human history, they are extraordinary things. Things that billions of people across centuries and continents have lived and died never experiencing. Thomas Jefferson, who understood both the glory and the weight of what they were declaring, framed it this way: we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Unalienable, not granted by a king, not loaned by a government, endowed by a creator, which means no earthly power has the authority to take that away from them. That is a gift. So receive it today with open hands and a full heart, knowing full well who has gone before you. And then let's look at the cost, because gifts of this magnitude they don't arrive without a price tag, right? Why do you buy a brand name versus an unnamed item, right? If you compare them, most of the time, it's quality, right? You're buying something because they've proven over and over and over again to be something to you. Where if you buy something that's unnamed, doesn't really have any significance, it's like, what are you going to get? The Declaration of Independence was not a document. It was a target. The moment those 56 men signed their names, they signed their safety away too. And they knew it. John Adams wrote to Abigail the day after the vote for independence with a mixture of joy and unflinching sobriety. I am well aware of the toil and blood and treasure that it will cost us to maintain this declaration. Yet through all the gloom, I can see the rays of ravishing light and glory. Toil, blood, treasure. He listed them plainly without flinching because he was an honest man and he knew the cost was real. And he signed anyway because the light was worth it. That cost did not end in 1776. It has been paid over and over and over again by every generation that came after, by the soldiers at Gettysburg and Normandy and Chosin and Fallujah, by the mothers who packed lunches and wrote letters and held everything together while someone they loved was far away and in danger, by the first responders who run toward what everyone else runs from, by the teachers, the volunteers, the quiet faithful who, they never made headlines, but they also never stopped showing up. Freedom, my friend, has a long receipt. It stretches back 250 years, and it is still being added to today. There is a cost. On a day of celebration, we owe it to all of them to remember that, not to dampen the joy, because the joy is right and good and worth every sparkler and parade and slice of pie and, all of it, right? Bring out the barbecue. But to let the gratitude run deep enough to include the ones who made today possible. Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. John chapter 15, verse 13. That verse was not written about soldiers, but it has been lived out by them and by parents and firefighters and thousands of kinds of ordinary people who chose someone else's freedom over their own comfort. So why not pause today? Why not allow a little tear of gratitude and joy to be shed and to let it roll down your cheek as you watch the fireworks this evening? And maybe it's just for a brief minute, but let their sacrifice land on you. Feel the weight of it, but also feel the joy of it, because they've earned the right to be remembered. Happy birthday, America. And so as we look at all of this, what do we owe? Here's where the birthday gets serious for a moment, right? Because 250 years, that's 250, that's a lot. It's not just an occasion for looking back. It's actually a summons to look forward. Where are you going? The founders were remarkably clear-eyed about this. They knew what they were building would only survive if the people who inherited it were actually willing to tend to it, take care of it, to love it, to step up, right? To rise above the stuff that happens. Benjamin Franklin, when asked what kind of government they had produced, reportedly answered with words that have echoed for 2.5 centuries. A republic, if you can keep it. If you can keep it. Words that turn a gift into a responsibility. A garden given and then neglected does not stay beautiful. Common sense, right? Have you ever gone and rented property or even had your own home, and maybe you bought your first house or you rented your property, and whatever you have, there's this beautiful, luscious green grass and beautiful flowers, and everything changes with the season, and you're just like, oh, it can't be, it just is so beautiful. It takes your breath away. But as weeks lead into months, lead into years, if you don't sit there and go outside and trim them and get rid of the weeds and all of that, what happens? It gets really yucky, doesn't it? Until one day you look up and you realize that what was once tended and flourishing has become something you no longer recognize. We can't wait for this to happen. The keeping of it, the daily, the unglamorous, the often thankless work of tending, taking care of. Oh my goodness, it's not optional. And yeah, I know we all get weary, but it is the price of the inheritance. So what do we owe? We owe engagement, showing up, staying informed, participating in the ongoing experiment of self-governance, rather than spectating from the sidelines and complaining about the outcome. I'm sure you can think right now on both your hands and your feet how many people are sitting on the sidelines. But they'll complain all the time about what's happening in this world. My friend, we owe it to each other. A nation is not just a government, it is a people. And a people who have stopped seeing each other as neighbors, as fellow inheritors of the same gift, as human beings made in the image of the same God, cannot hold what has been given to them. The care of the republic begins with the care of the person standing next to you, living next to you, shopping next to you. returning even those Amazon packages you just didn't think you wanted. We owe the next generation, just as the founders planted for people they would never meet. We are planting right now for children who will stand where we are standing and look back on what we did with what we were given. And what will they find? What do you want them to find? Like, seriously. Because I know we are not sitting around a kitchen table talking about this. And guess what? By golly, we need to get back around the kitchen table. A family needs to be a family. A husband and wife needs to come together. Needs to understand each other. Needs to love unconditionally, at the same time being willing to share a part of them. So what do you want them to find? A garden tended to? Or a garden neglected, now covered in weeds, and bugs, and things that really shouldn't be eating all the beautiful plants? A nation strengthened, or one that coasted on the courage of people long ago? Psalm 145, verse 4 says this: "One generation commends your works to another. They tell of your mighty acts." That passing down of a story of valor, of faith, of responsibility, it is not automatic. AI is not going to do it all for you. Just saying. It requires intention. It requires us to be on our knees. It requires people who believe the story is worth telling and the work is worth continuing. Just like the relationship within the privacy of your own four walls. Coming together as a family, coming together as a community, coming together as a city, as a state, as a nation. The story is worth telling. So what does 250 years of bloom really look like? I mean, think about what's been accomplished over the past 250 years. A handful of colonies became 50 states, stretching from sea to shining sea. A population grew and became not just a few million, but hundreds of millions, woven together from every country, culture, and corner of the earth. An experiment in democracy became the longest-running constitutional republic in history. Men and women born on this soil have fed the world, healed the sick, walked on the moon, and carried a torch of liberty that has lit the way for nations that didn't yet exist when the Declaration was signed. None of it was inevitable. All of it was earned. And all of it, every freedom you will exercise today without a second thought, every right you take for granted, because honestly we do, and it has always been there, every firework that lights up tonight's sky, all of it traces back to that hot room in Philadelphia, where a group of imperfect, visionary, deeply human people decided that the idea of freedom was worth more than the safety of silence. So tonight, when the first firework climbs into the dark and bursts open over your head in a shower of light, multicolors, glistening, let it mean something more than a spectacle. Let it be a spark, the same spark that started all of this. Let it be a root grown deep through 250 years of sacrifice and faithfulness. Let it be a seed planted tonight in the hearts of your children who will carry this forward long after we are gone. Celebrate loudly, grieve humbly, tend faithfully. This is the garden we were given. So let's keep it. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. Happy birthday, America. 250 years young and still becoming. Go in peace, be present, be incredible, be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Enjoy your family. Be proud of the freedom and stand by your faith. Happy birthday, America. Your semi-quincentennial is off to the races. Happy birthday. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life, and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.